Okay, y'all. So how do y'all feel about Christina calling Irene Adela? Comment y'all thoughts down below. But hey, y'all, welcome back to another review live for Chest for General Hospital, August 22nd, 2024. Okay, y'all. So first thing first, let me know down below what y'all thought of today's episode. Secondly, how do y'all feel about this whole Christina versus Molly thing? How do y'all feel about how Christina reacted at the, I about to say the wedding, at the funeral, as well as how Molly and TJ and his family was acting towards Christina? I said it's a lot to unpack here. It's a lot to unpack here. I said, first of all, why are they on the other side and she on the other side and they over here? The minister was saying how he thought Christina was the mother, and I said, oh my goodness, I knew then something was gonna happen. So okay, I guess we're gonna start there. So they had the funeral, they was having the funeral with her. Rick showed up, y'all. He back. I wonder how long he's gonna stay, and I also wonder if he's gonna go talk to Sonny, if they gonna get into it or whatever. I don't know. When he was last on the show, was him and Sonny getting along? I don't remember. But yeah, so they had the funeral or whatever. You already knew the way Molly kept looking that something was gonna happen. What I want to know though, because at the end of the episode they showed Jordan, I think she was talking to Curtis, saying how Alexis and Christina was gonna take her son's baby. So I was like, how they find out? Did Molly tell them? But okay, like I was saying, they was having a funeral or whatever, and you can already tell because they sitting on the other side. It should have been on the front row. It should have been Molly, TJ, Christina, or whatever, and whoever else needs to be there for them. And I said, they all the way over there, and then they keep on, they over here just rattling around Christina, and Molly over here, she ran. They ain't even see her run out the doggone, was they in the church or whatever, crying and stuff. But Rick came to comfort her, and he ended up telling Alexis he found their daughter outside crying, and basically nobody was there. And she was saying how she felt so alone. And I was like, my thing about that though is TJ been trying to be there for her, and he wanted her to be there for her as well. So I was like, how are you alone? Like, I don't know if she's saying because her mama over here, baby, and Christina. Look, I feel like they treating Christina like she was the mother or whatever. And a lot of people were saying she was, which she was. And like she said, she was the one who knew the baby better than anybody, because the minister was talking about, the baby life ended before it started. So Christina decided to get up there. She decided to get up there and basically tell about the baby kicking and everything. And in that moment, I was like, okay, is she doing this just to let them know that she knew more about the baby than them, which is true? Or is she doing it because, she grieving herself and nobody seems to understand that she's grieving? And I wonder what they would have had the same reaction had Molly not found those papers. And I seen that I missed that part of the episode yesterday too, y'all. But yeah, I was like, it was a lot to unpack there. Because on one side, you see Christina, like, she making it known. She not allowing them to forget her, basically. She not allowing them to forget her or forget that she was more connected to them babies, like she was pregnant with twins or something, to that baby than they were or whatever. But at the same time, they acting like they don't want her to grieve or they don't understand. They looking at her like she's sideways. They looking at her sideways or whatever. And I'm like, look, it's a lot. Look, I don't know. Whose side y'all on? How do y'all feel about this? Because I seen some people come in on the General Hospital page. They were saying that they don't like how Molly and TJ treating Christina, while some people were saying that Christina over here acting like that was her baby. And I was like, look, I see both sides. Y'all know I'ma always say that. I see both sides, unless I don't see both sides. Because, like, they was acting like they don't expect her to grieve at all. And I was like, why y'all don't? I think deep down they knew, TJ especially, he knew that she was going to keep that baby. And we didn't officially know until, what was that, yesterday's episode? When she read off that paper, talking about she was getting sole custody. And I said, what? Now, we all know that, we thought that she was going to try to keep the baby or whatever. But I didn't think she was going to try to, keep sole custody and talking about some doggone visitation. I said, what he did to you? What did TJ do to you? And you said you was going to get the baby to Molly. So, yeah, they over here. They already was looking at her crazy when she gave the speech and was talking about, the baby or whatever. Stella got up there and she tried to, mention, Christina and how she was connected to the baby and the impact that Molly and TJ would have had on the baby. She was trying to smooth things over, what it seemed like. So then, they got ready to go bury the baby. And then Christina just burst out crying and Molly just looking at her. They were looking at her like they so irritated with her. And I was like, look, I wonder, Molly had to tell them that she had those papers drawn up. And some people don't feel like they understand why TJ been upset this whole time. Some people feel like they don't understand why he's upset now or whatever and feel like they overreacting. I was like, she was trying to... Now, she went from saying she was going to get this baby to Molly she trying to take the baby from both of them and only allow visitation. And if that wasn't enough, she was talking, I think she was talking to Michael. Was Michael and Dante up there? I don't know if Willow was. She was talking to them saying how she didn't tell anybody. But wait, I'm confused. Because she said she just came up with that name this morning. Adela, I guess Sonny's mama name or whatever. Then she was like, she didn't tell anybody. She used to call the baby Adela or whatever. Molly said, what did you call my daughter? I said, oh, Lord, here they go. It's been a long time brewing. But yes, some people think that Molly now gonna decide to sue Christina. Is that the right word? Sue her or say what's it called? Is it wrongful death? I don't know, something. Cause Molly is blaming Christina, saying this wouldn't have happened if she hadn't have been so careless and focused on, protecting her criminal father. I said, your uncle. I said, your daddy a criminal too, but your whole family, if we're being honest. And I said, well, look like it's a good thing Sonny didn't show up, because Sam was saying how she was wondering why Sonny wasn't there because Christina may need him or whatever. And I was like, yeah, they is gravitating more towards Christina or whatever instead of Molly. Then you got Christina over here telling myself, I know you'll never know what that feels like. I said, yeah, she being shady. That's why I was hoping that Molly ended up pregnant. She took a test or whatever, and she ended up pregnant anyways. After the doctor said what the doctor said, I was like, she gonna end up pregnant. But no, they want to do this doggone storyline. Now they over here into it and arguing and stuff, and this is not gonna get no better. So I'm wondering if the fans are right about them trying to take Christina to court or actually blame her. Now we know right now they is blaming her, because Molly told her on today's episode that she chose to protect. And the look on Rick's face, I was like, he didn't know this. He didn't know that she went there. But Christina was saying how, she just went there because A was trying to make her testify against Sonny or whatever. And she was like, no, it didn't happen like that. She's not responsible. But, Molly ain't trying to hear none of that. And I was like, well, y'all know I've been saying. I said, nobody told her to take her tail up there. Like, you should have got somewhere to sit down. Now, all the times that TJ and them been trying to control you and tell you to sit down somewhere, this should have been the moment you should have been listening. I was not expecting them to actually have that baby pass away, y'all. I was not expecting that at all. But that's probably what the biggest storyline of today's episode was. The fact that Molly finally letting it be known that she blames Christina. It's her fault that her daughter would still be alive if it wasn't for her, because she trying to protect her criminal father. So like, yeah, here it comes. Alexis just standing there. On tomorrow's episode, Jordan's supposed to be saying that Alexis and Christina was trying to take her son's baby. I mean, they was. Some people were saying how they can't blame Alexis. She told them not to do it. One, yeah, she did tell them not to do it. But what I was tripping off of was yesterday's episode, or the day before yesterday, when she walking around with the doggone paperwork instead of ripping it up. Why would you go sit the doggone papers over there? That ain't make no sense. I said, she told her not to think about it. Why did you even have it drawn up anyways? You said you didn't want to get involved. You didn't want to be in the middle of it. TJ just got to telling you that. Y'all gonna go sit the doggone papers over there for the girl to see. Now, of course, you probably didn't know, but eventually you knew she was gonna come there. Why would you have those papers anyways? Like, how? So she is partially to blame. She should just stay out of it. Then she over here, she gravitating more towards Christina than she is to Molly. That's obvious to everybody at this point. But yeah, I said, why would you rip the papers up? But yeah, Molly don't seen it, and she was already blaming Christina anyways. And TJ Bennett, before all this happened, he was saying, she shouldn't have did it. Now she didn't listen. But look, y'all, the whole review been about Christina there. Look, we got to go to somebody else. Cody and James. So Cody and James, basically, they were just bonding and talking. And that's when he finally told James that he lied or whatever. He said, it's not good to lie. Basically, you're not supposed to lie or whatever. And he was like, he regret doing it. And he's sorry about it. And I enjoyed that little scene together. Lucy, Natalia, Lois, Brooklyn. I think we're going to end with Sunny now. Lucy, Natalia, Lois, Brooklyn. Lois was going on home and hard. They said they ain't like her accent. I was like, dog, things was going good. Now, at first it started off rocky. But then it was like, they don't like her accent. It's too much. And I was like, well, the thing about that, though, is it's always going to be somebody that don't like something about you. It's always going to be somebody or a bunch of people, that don't like something about you. But what you going to do? Pretend like you ain't got no accent? Well, people actually do be pretending they don't got an accent, though. But what you going to do? Like, you can't satisfy everybody. You cannot. So I'm interested to see how Lois handles all of this. Brooklyn them been encouraging her. I think Trace had just said to Maxie that they might think that it's too much or whatever. And somebody called in and said it or whatever. And I said, oh, hello. I was about to talk about Trina and Joss, but we're going to save that for when we get ready to talk about Sunny and Abel. Michael and Willow. So they end up leaving the funeral to go visit Jonah's grave because, Willow was saying, listening to Christina talk about, feeling the baby kick and everything. it reminded her. So, she wanted to see Jonah's grave. So she gonna tell Michael, I got something to tell you. I said, should've known she wasn't gonna tell him about the doggone kiss. Do y'all think they saving that storyline for, I think Michael said something about a dinner. Isn't it next week? I think he said something about dinner. He invited Nina to a dinner or something like that. Do y'all think that's when it's going to be revealed? Or do y'all think that she going to actually end up going on that trip? Or what? But Trina and Josh end up making up. They end up talking about Ava. And she was saying how, she don't expect her to change how she feel about Ava. So don't expect her to change her thoughts either. So now we got to talk about Sonny and Ava. Why Sonny came to her and said he wanted to protect her from Agent John because he felt like he was going to have something did to her and blame Sonny for it. And I was like, I didn't think about that. Y'all think he was right or he just trying to get her up out the way? But he was telling her about what she said about Christina or whatever. And his thing was he trying to protect her. I said, I wouldn't trust neither one. I wouldn't trust Sonny and I wouldn't trust Agent John. But Agent John ends up coming in there to get her and somebody he put her under protective custody or something like that. And I was like, look at here. I'm ready for this storyline to go and be over with at this point. Oh yeah, something with I think it was Lois when they first showed Lois in Brooklyn or whatever. I think it was Lois that said it's very demure, and I said no. I said I've been studying past about stuff that they talk about something demure. Where they come from? Everybody talk about demure. That's very demure or whatever. I ain't even had a chance to look it up because everybody been talking about it, and I said here they go. But that's it, y'all. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces. Have a great rest of the day and be safe.